Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Speak Up with Mopriya. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about the question words and how to use them effectively while asking questions. I often see a lot of learners struggle with framing their questions appropriately, which makes it difficult for their audience to understand the meaning of what they are trying to ask. So, today, let us learn about the different question words that you can think of and how to use them effectively in forming your questions. Before we get started with the video, I want to thank each one of you for following the videos, for commenting regularly on the videos, and letting me know about your thoughts. I'm also very happy to see the kind of suggestions that you are sending in, and I'm noting down each one of them. Just have some patience, and I'm going to make videos on each of those topics. For those of you who are new to my channel, I am a communication coach and a soft skills trainer. My name is Mopriya, and I am also a TEFL certified spoken English trainer and a certified life coach. With this channel, I aim to help all of you out there in some or the other way to develop your overall personality, your communication skills, as well as your spoken English. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, this is the time to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And also, don't forget to share the videos with your near and dear ones so that even they can benefit from these videos in some or the other manner. I also see a lot of you commenting on my videos asking how to connect with me or how to have conversations with me. So just to make it simple, you can check the description box of this video. I have put in all the details about my classes, about the kind of sessions that I conduct, my Skype ID, my WhatsApp number. You can go through the details and you can connect with me in any which ways. But just remember, you can only send me a message on the WhatsApp number. Please do not directly call. All right, so without any further ado, let us get started with today's video. And as I mentioned earlier, today we are going to discuss all the question words. So first of all, let us understand what are questions. Questions are the kind of sentences that you create when you want to inquire about something, when you want to gain some information from somebody, or when you want to ask something from another person. One rule of framing a question is to always put a question mark if you are writing down the question, and if you are speaking, then it has to have the question tone. I'm going to discuss about the question tone at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But for now, let us get started with the kind of question words that we can use in our sentences. So if we try and list down all the different question words, we can see that there are 9 different words which are most commonly used in framing questions. Let us see the list and see which are those. To begin with, we have who. The next one is why. The third one is which. On number 4, we have where. Number 5 is what. Number 6 is when. Number 7 is how. Number 8 is how many or how much. And number 9 is how often. So now let us go through each one of them one by one. Let's try and see in what scenario are we going to use that word to frame a question. And let us see a few sample questions along with that. So the first one that we are going to talk about today is who. Now you use who when you are wanting to inquire or ask about a person who is the subject of your sentence or question. For example, if you're sitting with your friend and he or she gets a call and you want to know about the person that's calling, you can ask your friend, who is calling? Or you see a beautiful house and you want to know about the owner. You can ask, who is the owner of this house? Or you taste a yummy cake and you want to know about the person that has baked that cake. In that context, you can ask, who baked this cake? I hope now you are clear with when to use who in your questions. Why don't you quickly drop in a comment and let me know a question that you can frame with the word who. Moving on to the next word, which is why. Why is a very common word when you are framing sentences, and it is used when you want to inquire about the reason or when you are demanding an explanation. For example, you want to meet your friend at a mall and he or she is late. You want to know the reason, so you ask, hey, Why are you late? Or you see a friend who is upset or crying and you want to know about the reason, you can ask, hey, why are you crying? Or, hey, why do you look upset? Let's take another quick example. Suppose your boss announces a leave tomorrow and you are very surprised and want to know about the reason for the leave. You can ask, why do we have a leave tomorrow? Now go ahead, repeat the same drill and drop in a comment with a question that you can frame with why. Let's look at the third one, which is which. You use the word which when you are talking about options while asking questions. So whenever you have a choice that you need to pick from, you can ask a question with which. For example, you want to lose weight and you want to ask your friend who goes to the gym about the exercises that you need to do. You can ask, hey, which exercise should I do? Remember your English grammar topics? If you had to ask someone about the topics that you should study, you could have asked a question, which grammar topics are important for spoken English? Let's look at another one. Suppose you have two black dresses and you have to choose one for a party. You go up to your mom and you ask, Mom, which dress should I choose? Now quickly type down a question that you can frame with the word which. Moving on to the fourth one is where. You use where in your question when you are wanting to ask about the location, position, or place of something. For example, you can't find your towel. You will ask, where is my towel? Or your spouse is taking you for dinner and you don't know where you are going. You can ask, hey, where are we going? Let's look at another one. Suppose you have purchased a new wallet and you can't find it. You go up to your mom and you ask, Mom, do you know where is my wallet? And let's do a last one with where. Suppose you have a new friend and you want to know the place that they live at. You can ask, hey, where do you live? Now you know the drill. Go ahead and comment a question that you can create with the word where. Moving on to the fifth one, we have what. You use what while framing a question when you are wanting to know about a specific object or a thing. Suppose you're sitting with your best friend and he or she is lost in thoughts. You can ask, hey, what are you thinking about? Or suppose you don't have a watch and your mobile battery is drained out. You want to know about the time. You can ask, hey, what time is it? Now remember the times when you are planning to coordinate your outfit with your best friend? In such a situation, you can ask, hey, what are you going to wear? Or let's look at a last one. Suppose your dad comes home and he has a big box in his hand. You get curious and you ask, hey dad, what's in the box? Now quickly go ahead and type down a question that you can frame with the word what. You use when you want to ask about a specific time, occasion, or moment. Now let's look at a few examples. Suppose you go on a first date and you really enjoyed it and you want to meet them again. You can ask, hey, when can I see you again? Or somebody tells you that they're going to call you back and you want to know about the exact time. You can ask, hey, when are you going to call me? Let's look at another one. Suppose your friend got married a couple of years ago and you don't remember the exact date. You can ask them, hey, when did you get married? And let's look at a last one. Suppose your cousin is traveling to London and you want to know the exact date. You can ask them, hey, when are you traveling to London? Now quickly go ahead and type down a question that you can think of with the word when. Let's look at the seventh one, which is how. You can use how while framing a question when you are wanting to know about the way, form, or manner of something. For example, you see a new game and you don't know how to play it. So you will ask how to play this game. Or you want to know about the way your friend goes to office. You can ask, how do you travel to office every day? Let's look at another one. Suppose you are staying away from your family and you want to cook your favorite dish. You call up your mom and you ask, Mom, how to cook this dish? And one last one. Suppose your friend has thought something about you which cannot be true and you are quite upset. You can ask, how did you even think that about me? Now go ahead and let me know about your question with the word how. Moving on to the eighth one, which is how many or how much. So first of all, remember you use how many with countable nouns. That means nouns that you can count. And you use how much with uncountable nouns, which you cannot count on your fingertips. Now you use how much or how many when you want to inquire about the quantity of something. For example, how much money do you have in your account? Or how many students are there in your class?
Or how many movies can you watch in one day? And lastly, our favorite question, how much do you love me? Now go ahead and type in your question with how much or how many. Now let's look at the last one, which is how often. You use how often when you want to ask about the frequency of something, which means how frequently does something occur. For example, how often do you drive? Or how often do you take a break? Or how often do you eat an ice cream? Or how often do you go to the mall? Now you go ahead and type down a question with how often. I hope by now all of you are clear with the question words and you can use them effectively in framing your questions. Always remember, even if you are using the question words correctly, you will still have to pay attention to the prepositions, articles, and the question formation. Only then you will be able to express yourself clearly to your audience. Now, as promised at the beginning of the video, it's time for the bonus tip, which is about the question tone. Now, when you are writing a question, it's easy for someone to understand because you have a question mark. However, when you are speaking, if your tone is not like a question, then it will not be clear to your audience whether you are making a remark, a statement, or you are asking a question. For example, if I want to ask somebody about the way to draw a circle, but I frame my question like how to draw a circle, and there is no modulation in my voice, I do not stress on any word in the sentence, it will not sound like a question. However, if I ask the question like how to draw a circle, the person will clearly understand that I'm asking a question and they will answer me appropriately. So pay attention to your voice modulation and your word stress when you are asking a question. And that will help you in communicating effectively while asking a question. So that's all for today's video. If you all have any further questions regarding this topic, please feel free to comment below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and also share it with your near and dear ones so that they can also benefit from it in some way or the other. I'll see you in another video very soon. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye.